Hello, Based here, and this video isn't gonna be about MBTs or stuff like that. This is gonna be about harimaru or Kaplan. You know, uh, it's called all different names. Kaplan MT is the Turkish name for it, means tiger, and harimaru is the Indonesian name for it. It also means tiger, so modern tiger basically. Um, Designer of this is FNSS and PT Pindad, and yeah, it was designed in 2015, produced from 2017 until present. There was about 10 built of them, mostly prototypes. Its mass is 30 to 35 tons, because there's a modular armor package you can put on. Its length is about 7 meters. Its width is 3.3 meters. Height is 2.5 meters. When it comes to the crew, it has a commander, gunner, and driver, because it has an autoloader system. Now, it's not the shitty autoloader that Russia and China use. This is one that first it's gonna, when it detonates, it's not gonna murder the crew and it's not gonna create an Indonesian space program. When it comes to the armor, it's got the Stanag specifications, level 4 ballistic protection, which means it's going to protect you from 14.5mm armor piercing at a distance of 200 meters. There's also modular add-on armor, which you can put on. It's just going to make it slightly heavier, but it will be level 5, and therefore it's going to protect you from 20 or 25mm APDS rounds at the range of 500 meters, which is pretty nice. It also has a V-hull underbelly, and it can withstand 10 kilos of TNT underneath its arse. When it comes to the main armaments, it uses the Cockerel 105mm high-pressure rifled gun, and from what I've been able to find out about it, it mainly fires APFSDES and also HESH. Now, when it comes to the armaments, this is really enough, or even more than enough, to destroy whatever it's going to go up against. It's mainly going to go for everything that isn't an MBT, so light tanks, APCs, IFVs, things like that. Therefore, its level of protection and also its armament is enough, or even more than enough, for what it's going to go up against. It's even going to be murdering enemy infantry. Therefore, HESH and APFSDS is good. When it comes to its mobility, it has a Caterpillar C13 diesel engine, inline 6, with 711 horsepower. It doesn't seem much for a tank, but remember, this is only 30 tons, so it's 22.2 horsepower per ton. When it comes to its transmission, it's an Allison Caterpillar X300 fully automatic. Fully automatic just to make the driver's life easier. When it comes to the suspension, torsion bar suspension, maximum speed 70 kilometers. You see, this is why some would call it a light tank, because of its mobility, what is also in modern times considered light armament, because it's not a 120mm gun. And yeah, so a little bit about its history. So the governments of Indonesia and Turkey first agreed on May 2015. Oh wow, two governments agreeing? Who knew this could happen? So they would agree to jointly develop the MMWT for the Indonesian army at a reported cost of $30 million. That is incredibly cheap for a tank development program. Keep in mind, something like the Merkava, it was something like about 100 or 130 million, and they still had some left over, but then Merkava had a very successful development process. But then there's also things like the KPZ-70, which took millions and millions. And back then, before inflation was a thing, that's a lot. The development phase of the program was expected to take up to 37 months, which isn't very long for a tank though. That's pretty good. with the first prototype being built in Turkey and the second in Indonesia. The intellectual property of the design was agreed to be shared between the two governments. I'm definitely sure that will never cause any tension. On the 1st of November 2016, during the 2016 Indo Defense Expo, the first model of the tank was unveiled along some technical specifications. Most notably, the vehicle's overall weight was reported to be around 35 tons, and the main armament would be provided by a Belgian-made turret-developed CMI Defense featuring a 105mm barrel, capable of firing a wide range of projectiles. The 105mm is very famous for being able to fire things like APFSDS, APDS, HESH, HEAT, HE, just whatever you can think of, it can probably fire it. Because this is the 105 after all. On the 9th of May 2017, the IDEF 2017 Expo, the first prototype of the tank was revealed. The tank was fitted either with a Cockerell XC8 105mm concept turret or the Cockerell 3105 modular turret. Additionally, the tank utilizes modular armor, allowing for quick replacement upon damage. On 5th of September 2018, the general manager of FNSS told Turkey's Anadolu agency that the tank had passed months of required qualification tests for the Indonesian army and was ready for mass production. He stated that the first batch of the 20 to 25 tanks could be ordered as early as late 2018, and the full number of tanks to be produced would be likely between 200 and 400. On the 7th of February 2020, it was announced that mass production on the MMWT has started. The IDEF 2021, 17th to the 20th of August 2021, to be more precise, the production model of Harimaru or the Kaplan MT is revealed. Many improvements were made to the tank during the transmission from prototype to mass production. In this context, driver visibility and handling ergonomics have been improved. The body design was perfected in line with feedback from the end user. Based on the experience gained from the test, improvements were made in the tower system, power transmission group, cooling system, and suspension system. One of the prototype tanks underwent series of firing tests on 24th to the 25th of February 2022 at Army Infantry Education Center, Kapita West Bandung Regency, as part of the Factory Acceptance Trials, or FAT for short. The tank fired several rounds of HEPT, High Explosive Plastic Tracer, basically HESH, or if you're cultured, you're going to call it BESH. It also had high explosive, it also had TPCSDST, Target Practice Cone Stabilized Discarding Sabo with Tracer. And it was firing at 4x4 meter targets from the range of 1 kilometer and 250 meters in various firing positions. The tank then underwent mobility tests at a section of Padalarang Bandung Tol Highway, I'm sorry if I butchered the name, at PT Bindar facility. On 15th of March 2022, the ceremony was held to mark the official completion of the first batch of 10 tanks, produced at FNSS facility in Turkey. The remaining 8 turretless hulls were to be sent to Indonesia after the ceremony for the final turret assembly. The delivery of the Indonesian army The second batch production of 8 tanks will be built by PT Bindar in Indonesia, with FNSS assistance. So that's a little bit of its development history. Now, when it comes to the overall design and philosophy of the design, this is very well thought of. So the turret, from what I understand, it's something that Belgium has already developed. So the Turkish and Indonesian company only had to really develop the hull. Now, a lot of people say, oh, that is lazy, this is that. No, this is cheap. And also, using something that's already developed, proven to work, is a smart idea. For example, if you want to develop a light tank, right? Take something that you know can take different adaptations and things like this. For example, you can buy the CV90 turret. I mean, not the turret, the hull. You buy the hull and you build the turret on your own. You think of something really cool. Now, this would work because the CV90 has proven that it can handle a turret with a 120mm gun, a 105mm, it can take howitzers, it can take 30mm autocannons, it can have also no turret, or it can have a 40mm autocannon. It can have ATGMs on the turret, it can do so many things and be used in so many different roles, so why not use that amazing hull and design the turret for your specifications for whatever you want. So there you go. This is what the Indonesian and the Turkish company did. They just developed the hull for it, and they already used a gun and turret which was already available. Smart idea, pretty good. I agree with this sort of design philosophy. And a lot of other companies and countries have done this. For example, the KF-51 Panther. It uses the hull of a Leopard 2, which I believe was just slightly modified, but still uses a proven and well-designed hull. So yeah. However, the KF-51 is only like a technology demonstrator from what I know. Another few reasons why design of this is pretty smart is it's all simply because of its autoloader system. You see, multiple countries are facing demographic issues and other problems like this, pretty much just like France after World War One. So they all do the same thing that France did after World War One. You make a tank which requires less crew, and that is why autoloaders are becoming more and more frequent in a lot of different designs. And this is pretty cool. I don't know about Indonesia and Turkey's demographic issues, but you see, majority of countries are facing them. And, you know, so even if these countries aren't facing them, if you want to export the vehicle, for example, then yeah, that is pretty cool. However, the negative aspect of having a 3-man crew is maintenance. You have 3 pairs of hands instead of 4 for maintenance of everything. But back to why this is a smart design. It has a CITV, it has thermals, it's got laser rangefinders, all the nice fire control systems of modern day. And also, this doesn't use an autocannon. Because why? Because the main gun is extremely effective at taking out light targets, and especially the 105mm. Now, 105mm is a perfect design choice for a design like this because it's lightweight, its ammo is produced by majority of countries, and also a lot of countries still probably have a massive stockpile of this ammunition. You also have a massive variety. So yeah, and also like if you're doing like training exercises with a lot of foreign countries, a lot of them still have experience of what it was like to use the 105mm. So yeah, and also 105mm, you know, it allows you to have a lighter turret, a smaller turret, and also, you know, thanks to this, it's lighter, so better cross-country terrain. When it comes to murdering everything that isn't an MBT, you don't need to have a 120mm main gun. The 105 is absolutely perfect for the job. Lightweight ammunition, fast reloading process, massive availability, there you go. And also APFSDS don't care. There you go. This is an absolutely smart design. This is an amazing design. Thank you for watching my content. Have a nice day. This was Base Tatar.